Hey everybody, it's Doug Green and I'm the publisher of Technology Reseller News, and I'm very pleased to have with me my good friend, Ellie Katz, who's the CEO of National Retail Solutions. Ellie, thank you for joining me today.
Doug, thank you so much for having me back. Great to see you. You're looking good.
You're looking good too, and I see you're busy. I'm enjoying looking at I applaud your background. I
That's
love the
all
idea.
the big ideas. We're sitting
Yeah,
here coming up with, and the fact that the marker doesn't erase from the board.
and you know what? Already behind you is going to be part of what our discussion is, your National Retail Solutions, but there's also IDT, and we're going to figure out what that has to do with that and everything else. So, first of all, what is National Retail Solutions?
So, National Retail Solutions got started about 10 years ago. I was called into my chairman, his office, and the CEO of the company, of IDT, telecom company, as you know very well, and as your resellers and readers and listeners know. It's the gold standard in the telecommunications industry for many, many years. And they recognized a problem 10 years ago. Now, today, it's like, oh, of course. But back then, it wasn't an of course. Back then, it was you had 80% of their telecom products being sold in these small independent convenience stores, the bodegas, the tiendas, the corner groceries, right? They also sold in Costco and Walgreens and CVS and all the big chains that you know. But 80% was going on in these stores. And they saw that these stores were lacking the technology to run their business efficiently. So when these stores were hurt, or when these small independents went out of business, it hurt the telecom business. So they charged me with go build a robust but easy to use point of sale system, and we're going to deploy it into these convenience stores, and we're going to help them run their business more efficiently. And that's what we did. And fast forward 10 years later, we've got over 38,000 of these units deployed in every single state, including Hawaii and Alaska. And we've also expanded to other offerings. We've recognized there were other needs in these stores, whether it was credit card processing, whether these stores were getting ripped off with their credit card processing. They were all being sold a bill of lies from their nephews and their uncles and their cousins and their relatives, how the credit card processing that they had was the cheapest and the best. But IDT, who has a trusted name from telecom, took their trusted name and reputation and put it into National Retail Solutions. And we offered a clean rate credit card processing product with no long-term contract, no cancellation fee, and free equipment. All those were unheard of. But we were so confident that we had the best credit card processing that we were willing to do no long-term contract. We were willing to give free equipment. We were willing to do no cancellation fee. Many in the industry do not do that, because once they lock up the merchant, they start hiking up the prices, changing the rates. We don't do any of that. Clean, trusted credit card processing. And then we did payroll, and then we did cash advance, and now we're doing a lot of features and functionalities to help these stores thrive, but most important, level the playing field, right? What does that mean? They don't have the same robust or the same deep pockets as a lot of these chain stores do. So we bring products to them. Like, for example, we're very proud of the fact that we just integrated and launched DoorDash or Grubhub. So now these stores can be found online and have a presence and get orders directly sent to our point of sale system. So that's the elevator pitch of what National Retail Solutions is.
Now, wait. So this started out, and we were talking about how we were going to do this today. You're like, "Hey, you need to ask me, what are you doing here?" Right? This is
You're not supposed to tell everybody our setup. All right.
No.
We have some inside secrets here. But the answer is yes, because a lot of your listeners are saying, okay, Ellie Katz sounded fantastic, and National Retail Solutions is the greatest company for these independent convenience stores, and I love it, what he said. But what does that have to do with telecom resellers, right? That is our world. That's in our title. That's the name. That's that's who you're communicating with. And it's very simple. I'm looking for these resellers that have these relationships, whether it's with convenience stores or small businesses, because they already have these relationships with these businesses, these small businesses. And why are they walking away, leaving money on the table? Everybody uses credit card processing. Everybody could save money or wants to save money on credit card processing. With a lot of these businesses, by the way, credit card processing fees are in their top 10 or top 8 of line items of expenses. So if I already have a relationship with you and I already am selling you telecom products, and we know how challenging the telecom world is, or I guess every world is challenging, but we understand the margins, and it's hard to sell when you're going up against free telecom products versus, let me sell products. So let's see how else I could help our customer. That's what I want every one of your listeners to say. How else could I help my customer be successful? I've helped them with telecom. Now I'm going to help them save money on their credit card processing. Then I'm going to try to get them some cash advance, because every small business and big business also, quite frankly, needs better cash flow, and National Retail Solutions has that cash advance. Oh, and let's check out their payroll, right? Some people are doing the payroll from their own computer. Well, what type of payroll service does National Retail Solutions have? These are all products and many, many more that your audience can call us, sellnrs.com. They could call us and start putting more money in their pockets, at the same time helping their customers. They have the relationships. That's the hardest part of selling, is building trust. And they have that trust with their customers already. Now offer other products and services from a company whose literally middle name is trust.
Let's draw a bigger picture for a lot of the listeners, because when I think of convenience store, the thing that comes to mind is, family run bodega in the middle of Brooklyn, or maybe in the middle of San Francisco or Seattle, something like that. But also, we forget, for a lot of our MSPs and channel partners, it's the small convenience store that sells to a rural community, a small town or village. It's on the Indian reservation. It's in the suburbs of a community that may not be that big, and so on. There's a lot of this all over the place, and it's likely that if you're an MSP or channel partner, this is part of your book. This is part of, to your point, but you've gone in there maybe just to sell one little solution, little telecom, little replacement of something, and it wasn't even on your radar to sell these other services. Certainly not payroll, certainly not inventory management, so on. Right? You guys are coming in there with there's a diverse set of things here.
There's so many synergies between what National Retail Solutions has and what your audience can offer to their customers. It is worth a phone call to see how they can make more money, how they can leverage the relationships, and how not just making more money, but helping their customers. It doesn't have to be convenience stores. It doesn't have to be the corner groceries, the bodegas. Yes, our point of sale register was built perfectly for those stores. But first of all, our point of sale register can work in other types of stores as well. Our credit card processing could work in any type of business. I mean, if you are selling telecom products to the dentist, well, whose credit card processing are they using? Who's ripping them off, right? So,
Ellie, if you don't mind, let me interrupt you for a second, because I want to. Go ahead.
You're not an interruption, Doug.
There's so many. I think everybody, and I'm included, I'll include myself in this. Anybody who's a small business owner, we're all B2B, but everybody's probably had the hard-earned experience of, wow, why am I paying all these crazy fees just to process credit cards, right? And so let me put that on everyone's radar. You guys have a fix for that.
We have a fix for that. And I will tell you, credit card processing is like almost in the same rubric of your electricity bill, right?
Right.
I want you to show me some people that understand, or some of your listeners or customers of your listeners that understand how to read their electric bill or even their cable bill, right? I mean, it's so complicated. National Retail Solutions took the complication out of credit card processing and took the complication and confusion out of the credit card processing bill. When you look at our bill, it's literally mostly, you ever see on the back of those ads, like in a magazine where it says, this page left blank intentionally? Like,
Yeah. What's that all
it's
about?
funny. I don't know why it says that, but that's how you feel when you read our credit card statements. It's so clean. It's like a snowstorm, all white. But there is obviously, this is how much money you collected, and this is how much money you're being charged, and this is what the final bill is. It's so clean and so obvious and so easy to understand. And that's one of the reasons National Retail Solutions has been probably one of the fastest growing credit card processing out there, because it's not just for convenience stores, it's for any business that takes credit cards.
So now you're talking to a wider group of my partners and
MSP. Now you know why I'm here.
I got physicians, right? You're saying I can go to the medical, dental practices, the law practices, the accounting practices, the architectural practices, the contractors. There's tons of those guys. All those guys are taking credit cards for various services and products.
Yeah. Your babysitter is taking credit card processing now.
Basically, right? Well,
we provide them with a little dongle.
The maid service, right? I won't use as one of the companies has maids in it, but all the hundreds of different products and services that come with a white
plumbers, car mechanics, carpet installers, any type of doctor, physician, they all take some type of credit card processing, and we make it easy. We make it more affordable. We make it very simple proof. Right. NRS, our product is called NRS Pay. You can go to nrspay.com. But for the resellers, for the people that want to sell our products, go to sellnrs.com. Can't get any easier than that. Sellnrs.com and get information from one of our channel partners how to work with us and resell our products.
Now, you've also sort of redefined the word retail, because what you've also said is, hey, the doctor is sort of it's sort of a retail business.
Yeah,
people are coming in and they give a credit card to pay the copay.
They're small business. That's what it comes down to. Small business. The backbone of the business community in America are the small businesses. I believe the stat is somewhere in the 30 million number. That's a lot of small businesses. That's a lot of small businesses that take credit card processing.
Now, you also have, before we go, let's not ignore the payroll thing, which I think is kind of a big deal, because some of the traditional payroll companies, they're sort of like really set up, as a small business owner, they're kind of set up for bigger firms. And again, it's fee city, right? You're just kind of drowning in fees.
So expensive to
right.
When you deal with a lot of these big payroll, the names that are synonymous with payroll.
You don't need to repeat them. Yeah,
we don't have to, right. That's why we have NRS. We call it NRS Purple. NRS Purple payroll services for small businesses. We have simple, clean buckets. If you have 1 to X amount of employees, it's this price. X amount to Y amount of employees, it's this price. And it's a clean bucket, and all you can eat. So this way it makes it very, very simple to understand how much you're being charged and what are the costs to do payroll. And the companies or the resellers or that resell it, they make money as well.
So, Ellie, with the fall and Thanksgiving's coming up real fast, this is literally the time of year that a lot of our readers, a lot of the MSP channel partner people and so on, they're like, hey, what do I do for next year? How do I build opportunity? It sounds like you're opening a window to some things they haven't really worked on before. It's certainly not payroll, credit card, really all that those technologies have often been way outside of the game that they're playing.
Well, I will tell you that sometimes there is a fear of trying something new. I don't know this product. I'm very happy with my telecom product. And what I say to that is check us out. Go to sellnrs.com, right? We have this cool little QR code that's right above my shoulder. Check out sellnrs.com. Listen to the professionals that are going to be assigned to you, right? Because that's what happens when any reseller joins us. They are assigned a channel manager right away. And that channel manager will hold their hand. That channel manager will show them how to do the training, how to do the selling, how to do the offering, and how to do the applications. And will make it so easy for your listeners to add an additional stream of revenue into their business. That's the most important. It's an additional stream of revenue to existing customers. It's almost, it's like you always ask yourself, like, why when I go into these fast food places, do they say, do you want fries with that? Or do you want me, do you want a soda with that, right? Because they are trained to say, listen, it's hard to get a customer, very hard. But once you have that customer, sell them something else. And that's what we do. That's what we want everyone who's listening to do. Sell them something else. Don't think this is too complicated for me. It's not. We will make it so simple. I'm sure if they would have heard a pitch for telecom products 20 years ago, 15 years ago, 10 years ago, whenever your listeners started building their book of business, they probably would have said, this is complicated. Telecom is very complicated, but it's not complicated with National Retail Solutions. None of our products are complicated. We make things so easy to understand, so easy to sell, and so easy to make money. SellNRS.com. Doesn't get easier than that.
Zap that code up there. Figure it out, everybody. Ellie Katz, thank you very much indeed for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
NRS.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I'm wishing everybody a happy and healthy holiday season.
To you too and your family, and I hope to talk to you very soon again as we enter the new year.
That would be great.